Come break bread with me, let's break bread. Come break bread with me, let's break bread. We gonna eat this food and get fed. Come break bread with me, let's break bread. Hey! Today we got Miss Rennie Jackson in the building. Y'all look what she cooked from Rennie's Kitchen. Tell them about you, Miss Rennie.
My name is Rennie Jackson. I'm the owner of Rennie's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a catering company that's based in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Conyers, Georgia. And I also am the founder of Pitch Black. It's a community group in East Knoxville, and our goal is to unite Black women, children, men, anybody Black, unite us and enrich our community.
So I've been hearing a lot about Pitch Black. How do people get in Pitch Black?
Oh man, I mean, you just come, you just show up. It's harder now because me doing this and everybody in Pitch Black is a parent and somebody who's already active in their own life and in their community. So sometimes it's hard to pull us all together. But if you want to participate, we'll probably have another event next month. Just come out. That's all we ask.
I'm gonna come out because I've been hearing good things about Pitch Black.
I'm glad.
So can you tell us what you make, and then we're gonna say our grace and we're gonna get started.
Okay, so this is from Rennie's Kitchen, and these are my staple, most requested dishes. So this is loaded baked potato salad. It's like a baked potato, but in potato salad form. Because a lot of people don't like potato salad. I hate potato salad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's loaded baked potato salad.
That looks so good, and it smells so good.
And it's no mayonnaise, just like,
I don't eat mayonnaise.
she said no mayonnaise, so I had to make sure. This is butter shrimp pasta. These are my Rocky wings. And this is salmon salad. And this is my dressing, my Rennie's Kitchen dressing. It's all natural, low fat, low cal, low sugar, low sodium.
So this for everybody. Anybody
Yeah,
can
that's
get
for
it.
everybody.
You got the healthy stuff, the good stuff, and the great stuff. Oh my goodness. Well, let's say our grace.
Okay.
Now we thank you for our food, Father God, we thank you. Father God, we thank you. Amen. Amen. I'm so used to saying that because I have to say it with my children.
Oh wait, I forgot to grab our forks. So right here.
Okay. Let me see. Well, I'm going to start serving up the salad. This smells so good. And she presented it so pretty.
I try to. I try to have a good presentation everywhere I go.
I'm really trying to get to this potato salad. Because I never got to eat potato salad before because I don't eat mayonnaise.
That's why I made this one special for you.
Everybody's talking about my mama potato salad. I'm like, well, I can't eat that. I'm not going to eat that.
I don't like creamy stuff or wet, like stuff that's wet.
You got a texture thing.
Yeah, I got bad texture issues.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
oh, goodness. So what you got to talk about? Let's tell us something we don't know about you.
I don't know.
About your children.
You know, I talk so much, and I know we're not connected on Facebook. So, but anybody
We'll be after this.
But anybody that's connected with me on Facebook know I talk all the time. I can't stop. But so about my kids. So my husband and I, we have been married for 7 years Saturday. So we have 6 kids total, 6 boys, all boys. And my 3 boys, my biological 3 boys, all have autism. So they all have autism, all on different levels of the autism spectrum. I don't know how familiar people are with autism, but
show us about it, please.
So autism is a neurological disorder. And it affects your mostly like you can have learning delays. But it greatly impacts your social skills. So from as far as not being able to talk it out to just having impaired speech to having no idea about social norms, taking everything very literal. So my son, if you said it's raining cats and dogs, they would think it's cats and dogs coming down because they take things very literally. So, but they're also highly intelligent and focused on certain areas. So That's pretty much.
Are any of them musically inclined? Because I hear that with children with autism.
Yeah, they all have like savants where they pick up on one certain thing and they are just brilliant at it. But my kids are more artistically inclined, so they all draw and they can create things, and so that's what my kids are mostly focused on.
Are they verbal?
Yeah, they are now. For a long time, none of my kids were verbal. And now none of them were verbal. And now all three of them are, to the point where it is highly annoying. But yeah, they all talk now.
That is a blessing.
Yeah.
So do you have to go to like therapies with your children or?
Yeah, I say with autism, the most important thing is like super early intervention. So like as soon as you can get treatment for them, go. It's a place in Knoxville called Child Find that you can go through, and they'll hook you up with Knox County Schools for evaluations, placement, and all that. And if you want to, I can give you all the information and you can link it for anybody who needs it.
I sure will.
So yeah.
Because that's important. A lot of people just think like their kids are being defiant or being bad, but sometimes they could really be on the autism spectrum.
Yeah, and even if not autism, all different kind of special needs could really aggravate behavior issues, and people don't know. And a lot of times, especially in our community, in the Black community, we think that everything can be solved with whooping their butt.
Yes.
And so sometimes they just need more interventions that we just don't know about, and that doesn't make us bad parents or bad people. We just don't have that information because it's not really given to us.
Or we don't know where to look.
Right.
It's just like, because I feel like one of my nephews, the one that stayed with me, is on the spectrum. He's verbal, but he's socially just awkward. And then textures, especially like food textures, how you said you don't like creamy, wet stuff, that's him. And so he's 11. So I'm trying to go through Hella Rossman now to see if they can help us, because he needs some kind of intervention. He needs.
Has he ever been tested any before?
No.
You also, if I was you, I would also ask at the school. So he doesn't have an IEP?
He has an English IEP.
Okay.
Like for language, because he has a real bad tongue tie.
Okay.
This was amazing.
I'm glad you. And you know what? I never get to see people who never. I see my family and friends who always eat my food, but they was eating it before I started.
This is my first time, but baby, it is not my last. You hear me? Because this is amazing. This shrimp, this salmon, this chicken, that potato salad, like, I don't even know what to say right now.
I'm glad you like it.
So what got you into cooking? Because this honey, somebody taught you this here.
Well, my grandma was a super cook, but she cooked all soul food like every day. She was a housewife, but this was back in
Everything from scratch.
Everything from scratch. And by housewife, like she literally didn't leave the house. So for breakfast, we had full breakfast. I mean, breakfast would be sausage, biscuits, gravy, bacon, eggs, fried potato, like full breakfast. Yeah, and then the same thing for lunch, like a full lunch, like pork chops, mashed potatoes, green beans for lunch, and then for dinner. So like cooking was something that
just came natural.
Yeah, because it was just I was always around it, and so I don't cook a lot of soul food because I don't eat soul food.
But this is like healthy.
Yeah, I cook stuff like now. I do cook. I do offer soul food sometimes, but I usually don't cook it a lot because I grew up eating it morning, noon, and night. So I cook up, and I try to do and a lot of people, and that's another thing. People get really competitive because we in Knoxville and it's small, and people want to compete, and it's a lot of people that cook. So instead of like trying to compete with everybody, I try to
switch it up.
Yeah, I try to switch it up and offer things that you can't normally get, because you can get soul food everywhere. And also just I don't like competing because everything I know.
But there's no competition. Like I don't know. I don't like Alfredo, and you didn't know that.
No.
But this sauce right here, this butter sauce, like I could eat this.
I don't like Alfredo either. It's creamy.
Yeah, I can't eat Alfredo, but this I never had the penne pastas with like a sauce and the shrimp. That's like it's like angels just twerking on my tongue or something.
Don't blow my head up.
I can't. No, I'm serious. Cause do it like I need some milk. So I'm gonna tell you the truth, but this salad, I love salmon anyways.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little pricey, but you know what I'm saying? Somebody can give me a little stamp. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I can get some of that. But this right here.
But you know what? Everybody, when I first started doing the salmon salads, nobody wanted it. Everybody was like, "Ooh, salmon on a salad," and I was like, "It's good." Nobody really fooled with it like that. And
You tell you, I probably snare my nose up too, like salad.
it sound weird, but everything I cook kind of sound weird till you get into it. Like these wings, that's that sauce. That's what's on the wings.
Okay.
So that's why it. But you know what I mean? It tastes different though because that's what's on the wings. Like so. But what I'm saying, like with competition, I try not to compete. Like everything I learned, like if I could grab this, like these little my labels and my logo and stuff, all this like it's on my shirt. It's all copyrighted, and I learned how to do all that myself. Like
so you copyrighted your own Rennie's Kitchen is yours. Oh girl, we gotta talk for real. See,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
like,
never know who you entertaining.
But when I done it. I had to learn how to do it all by myself. My website, my logos, my branding, my bottles. I had to learn how to do it by myself, like, and really like research it so I wasn't getting scammed or nothing like that. And then once I learned it all, I try to condense it out and share it with other people. But people think I'm trying to sabotage them. Don't know about. When I be trying to tell people, I be like, look, this is what you can do to copyright it. You can make your own. And I don't be trying to knock people who make logos and stuff and graphic artists who. You know, they might charge $350, $500 for a logo. You can make your own logo for $20 and copyright it. So I be trying to tell people. I didn't know it until I started. When I was like, I'm gonna go hard on the Rennie's Kitchen. I had to just start figuring it out myself. So once you learn all of this, it's selfish to try to hold it, especially if you say you for your community and for your people.
Right.
If you gonna learn, if you go through the time to learn it, and people get bitter and like nobody helped me, I was like. So what? Now, like if you know better and you got the tools, you got to pass it on. So.
Well, see, that's what I've been preaching, especially on my Facebook. Like, where are our mentors at? You are 34. Okay, so you 4 years older than me. So you'll be my mentor.
If you want me to.
I'm like, where are our mentors at? I don't know how to do any of this. Like, I'm really trying to reach out to people, but I feel like, why can't you just tell me? Like you just said, you got the knowledge. Let's share it.
It's because, I think it's because. You know, and I don't want to go too deep, but you know, or you might not know, but if people who do know me know that I'm very big into Black empowerment. And so a lot of things, you know, and it's not even to say, oh, the system did this or blame everything and not take accountability. But a lot of the things that we encounter is because of mentalities that have been imposed on us that we don't even know that we inherently hold. So when you wonder why people don't want to tell you things or whatever, because we have been taught that we cannot succeed, we're less than. And so when we get a little bit of knowledge, we already been less than forever. We want to be better than somebody. So if we can't be better than society, we can at least be better than the people who look like us. So we try to hold on to that knowledge instead of passing it along for fear of somebody taking away that little bit of shine that we finally got.
That's deep.
You know? So you got to break that mentality and say, look, if I'm to shine, I want you to shine. I want everybody who look like me to shine. Because nobody going to do this for us. So we've been waiting for a long time and nobody is coming. So we got to do it for ourselves. So when you learn something, pass it on. Don't be so scared that somebody.
Where you been at? I don't know, for real, because I'm like, I don't even. Where you been at?
Man, look, I stay to myself. I try to stay.
No. You can't. No. Because everything you saying is like you read in my mind. Like, this is my first time ever meeting Miss Rennie, other than text messages. My first time ever having her food. And it's like you jumped on the same brainwave as me. It's enough out here for all of us to get it, especially in this city.
Yeah. And if we go past this city, like this world is ours to take if we want it. You know what I mean? But like while we here, and this is if you in Knoxville, this is where you at. Because a lot of times we all feel stuck in Knoxville. We feel like we can't progress, and I'm guilty of that too. Because as soon as I was able to, I was gone. You know what I mean? But you know, I had to come back. You had to come back home. But once I got here, I realized, okay, I'm here. I gotta make the most of it. What can I do here? Instead of thinking, I'm gonna get away from here and do this, and this. What can you do at home? So we, like with Pitch Black, one of our first meetings, the first meeting we had was more of a discussion about what do we feel are some of the biggest problems in our community. And it got, a little rowdy, but a lot of people were saying, nobody want to do this and do this and do this. And a lot of times we have like real lofty ideas of what we can do. Because people was like, well, why don't we get a building and make a trade school? I'm like, that's all really good ideas, but that's far off.
Yeah.
You gotta establish something first before you can just go get a building. Where you getting it from? Where the money coming from?
Who be the teachers?
Who you gonna put in the building? Like, you know what I mean? So we get lofty and think, this is what we can do. Why ain't no grocery stores? Why we ain't growing our own food? First of all, we gotta figure out what the hell we eating and what the soil like. You get what I mean? We get ahead of ourselves.
What grows here?
What grows? So I think before we get so, see, I get a little bit loud. I get excited.
No, this is what I mean, because I'm just looking at you in amazement, like, I found my other half.
So instead of talking about, like, all the problems and these lofty ideas, like, what can we do today? So, like, that's what we do at Pitch Black. Like, maybe we can't get a building and do trade schools so we can teach our people and get them jobs. And maybe we can't do that today. Get whatever you want. I eat this so much and cook it so much, I really... But maybe we can't do that. But maybe we can if I have personal knowledge, like about IEPs, because my kids have special needs. Maybe I can go to a school with a parent who has no knowledge about it, a black parent whose child is just being devastated by the school system because they have needs and nobody knows how. Maybe I can go to school with that parent and help them through that. Like, instead of thinking so far off and then getting discouraged because we can't do that, what can we do today? Like, what are my skills? Like, just like you telling me, you help your friends and you go to the school and get that's something you can provide right now that's going to help another person that look like you.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to focus on. What can we do now? And then how can we build that and make that into those lofty dreams to really change our community?
Because I was upset that, we know Knox County schools have been out due to weather. What about the kids that can't eat? What about the kids whose parents have to go to work and can't fix them food? Like, why didn't somebody because I try to get it together, but I couldn't find nowhere to host it at, but to even give out McDonald's gift cards or, set up a little mobile food thing so kids can come and get some food, because that's my prayer, kids going hungry.
Right.
Like, that would really break me down because it happens every day.
I think the solution to that is, like, when you're so passionate and you got something that you want to do, sometimes we think, it's 500 kids, they hungry, like, I can't do nothing about it. But maybe you can do something about 4 of them that are. So instead of saying, I can't do nothing, I'm trying to get people together, they ain't helping me, go help the 5 kids that you see. And just say, look, this is what I was trying to do, I couldn't do all of that, so these 5 kids that I see, I'm going to go feed them today. So, for real, we just get so discouraged because so many of us want to do stuff, but we don't know. It's not going to make a difference. Start. Yeah. So just start. So just do it. Just do whatever it is that you know. Like, right now, this is what I can do today to make this difference for this person who looks like me. So that's what I be on.
And you married? How long? Oh, you said you've been married 8 years.
7 years.
7 years.
Wait, hold on. 7 years. See, after a while, you just start forgetting.
How do you feel about black love? Because, Remy Ma Papoose was on this black love.
Yeah.
Thing. How you feel about black love?
Well, it's interesting you said that because, and I don't mind to share, because if you know me or if you know my husband, like, you saw everything play out. So, me and my husband kind of had like this whole fairy tale black love, because like when we met, I was going through so much, he was going through so much. He had 3 boys, I had 3 boys. It was like a little Black Brady situation. You know what I mean? So, and it was like really odd couple because everything about him is so opposite from me. Like, I had to go to therapy to kind of grow out of it, but I've been extremely negative my whole life. And he was really opposite of positive, and like the whole black power, black empowerment, I was against it. Not even against it, I was ignorant to it. Like, I knew, but I was like, we can't do nothing about it. Like, I was like not most, but a lot of black people, like, that's how it is. I can't do nothing about it. And he always was like, you can do this, and trying to get me to learn. I just was so against it. And so eventually I listened to what he had to say and I like took off with it. Like, so we was really like, everybody always loved us, and you know, I'm 6'1" and he 5'6". So, you know what I mean? It was just really an odd couple, but like we loved each other. We got married. We said I love you in 2 weeks. We got married in 4 months.
Wow, okay.
So everything was good, but as far as everybody can see. But I was having my own issues with being extremely negative, you know, being dark, nappy hair, gap in my teeth. I had super issues. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm telling you.
You know what
Keep
talking. I had super issues within myself, and that spilled over into, you know, me kind of taking that on the person that I cared about the most. You know what I mean? And so I could see that I was doing it. I really didn't have the tools to fix it at the time. But what I didn't know is he went another way. So he began to cheat, and I didn't know. So, your eyes got big, like,
it's getting hot.
Your eyes got big, like, wait a minute, bitch, that was not the turn. That was not the turn I was expecting to take.
That spin.
It was sharp, wasn't it?
Real quick.
But see, I ain't know this. So, like, we was going through it, and, so like I said, 3 of my sons have autism. Okay, let me go back a little bit. In 2012, I had moved, right before me and my husband, well, before that, in 2010, I had moved to Atlanta. My babies was real little, to try to get them help with autism, because it was a school in Atlanta who did all of this, and I was like, I need my kids to be around kids who are like them, culturally like them, and have autism. So I went to Atlanta with my kid's dad, because my husband is not my kid's dad. I hope y'all follow me. This might be convoluted, whatever.
It's all right.
So he couldn't handle it down there. He came back to Knoxville. So I was in Atlanta by myself with 3 little babies with autism. I couldn't make it. I came back home. When I came back home, like 2-3 months later, that's when my husband, like, I met my husband, and he was just he was there for me, and we got married. So keep going. So the whole time we was married, I was like, you know, I'm gonna go back to Georgia. I'm going back to Georgia for the boys, and he was down with it too. But you know, we got 3 other boys to think about too now. We can't just up and leave them. So eventually, I was like, you know, I was working at the time. I was working at McNabb, and my job ended. And because the program ended. And so I was like, I'm going to go back to Georgia now. Like, we can move now. And so he couldn't come with me at the time. He couldn't come. But I kind of made a decision for my boys. They needed it. And I had to go. So I moved to Georgia. He stayed here. So, like, our relationship was strained. And everybody was like, you crazy, he doing this, he doing that. And I was like, nah, because I was so confident in our marriage. And, like, really just, I could not see the signs of, like, some of the damage that I had done, and then the damage that he was doing too, because he wasn't innocent in this, you know what I mean? But I choose to bash nobody. I always take responsibility for my own. But so it was just strained, and then in February of 2019, my house burned down in Georgia. And so I came back home. I came back to Knoxville. And, you know, I'm thinking everything gonna be good now. I'm back home or whatever. And the relationship stayed strained. And I was like, what's going on? You know what I mean? It got bad or whatever. So much happened. But the long story short is that's when I found out he was cheating. That he had been cheating for quite a while. You know what I mean? And so, see, you ain't my friend, so you don't know this. But wait.
No, I don't. And it's just like, I'm like.
Hold on, wait a minute. No. It get worse, right? Okay, so then he blasted me on Facebook. So when we... this is so crazy. I'm really talking about this. Okay. So, okay, so look. So when I found out he was cheating, like, we decided to separate. We didn't tell nobody. Because I never told, like, anything I ever found out about him, I didn't tell nobody. I never exposed it. Because when you exposing somebody that you love or you with, you're exposing yourself. Everything negative you're saying about them, you're saying about yourself. And I was not going, I just didn't want to defile him, myself, our kids, our families. I chose to I just was going to walk away and be done with it. So when we decided on that, I started talking to somebody else, my friend. My friend.
A male friend.
A male friend, but we friends though.
Okay.
I started talking to somebody else. I didn't know what he was doing because we decided that we separated. And we had been separated for a while. Nobody knew this. So as far as everybody knew, we were still married. So when he found out that I was talking to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
he posted everywhere, went on this whole expose mission, and that shit was all over Facebook. It was all over everywhere, and and pitch black is something that I'm so serious about. People was like, I knew she wasn't who she say she is. I know she ain't about that black empowerment. I started losing jobs and stuff in my business. It got rough, and so that was in May of 2019. Since then, we have been a lot of therapy, a lot of screaming, a lot of fights, a lot of stuff I'm not proud of, because when I found out he was cheating, because black empowerment and empowering black women especially is so serious to me. And, I just go above and beyond for black women in any capacity that I could. But when I found this out, I was so devastated. I was attacking. You know what I mean? It's gonna be people who see this who gonna say, "Oh, she talking all that," but she was trying to fight me. I was.
But that's your husband. I mean, what else you supposed to do?
You know, and I think people sometimes misunderstand that wanting black empowerment does not mean that you are a pushover and you just want peace at all costs.
Right.
I'm still human. I'm still a person, and if you black and you wrong me, I still love you. I'm still gonna fight for you in society. But if I gotta beat your ass, I gotta beat your ass.
Right.
That's just the end of it.
I don't understand, why do certain black women, because I feel the same way too, feel like we have to hold this perfect image for the outside world. We can let loose too. I mean, you messing with my husband, I'm trying to take care of these 3 kids. Yeah, he's in the wrong, but you know what's up too.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to put it more on black women. Because all of this was him. Nobody could disrespect my marriage or disrespect me without him. Definitely the fault is his, but I take responsibility of the harm that I did to other black women in my anger. Mm-hmm. Because there was a lot of stuff I could expose, pictures, a lot of people, I could have put a lot of stuff out and ruined a lot of people's lives. And I chose not to do that because I'm already hurt, my family, our family going through it. Mm-hmm. I wasn't gonna do that to nobody else. As mad as I was and as mad as I'm still mad. I'm still mad about it. But I chose, I'm not gonna do that to these other women. Now if I see you somewhere, I am gonna run up.
Because you still not over. You trying to get over, but you're not over.
Well, see, now I'm not on that at all. I'm not on the run up no more. I'm just saying when people watch this and be like, that black ass bitch was trying to fight me at the fair. I'm not gonna be fake and be like, black power. You know what I mean? I'm serious about black empowerment. I am, but I have done things that I'm not proud of, and it is what it is. And
but now, are you fighting for your marriage?
Yeah, we done been through. He probably gonna be watching because he watch all your videos. My husband watch all your videos.
Hey, Mr. Jackson.
Girl, he gonna be 38 hot.
But it's real.
But this is facts, and this is not stuff that people don't already know. They probably don't know in depth this much. But they done saw all kind of stuff. You done put all kind of stuff out for the world. So, and I never clarified it. I never spoke on it. When he was doing I just let it go. And and I was thinking, because anybody that believe that or think the worst of me, you didn't care about me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine with anybody thinking the worst of me, because that's not going to change what I try to do every day. So, but the people who truly loved me and cared about me, they was like, this don't sound right. Or, they had my back and they still have my back. So, like I said, I lost business. I lost faith in pitch black for a while. But that's everything I lost has come back times 1,000.
You say, but now your business is booming because you always booked and busy.
Yeah, I stay pretty booked. I'm always somewhere here doing a tasting, here setting up for an event, doing this and doing that. So yeah, it's cool. And just in case anybody was wondering or wanted to do something hateful, I'm legal, man. Like everything I do, like it's a lot of ways, and that's another thing too. Just trying to help other people that's doing what you're doing instead of just being so like territorial and upset that anybody is doing something. Bruh, if you worried about somebody reporting you or doing this, book an industrial kitchen. Do your cooking at an industrial kitchen. You can book different industrial kitchens all around Knoxville. See, in Atlanta, when I was booking them, you might pay $150 an hour to book a kitchen.
Oh wow.
In Knoxville, you can pay $15 an hour. So if you want to do catering or whatever, if you want to sell plates, book you a kitchen and set that aside. You know what I mean? Put that money into your when you figuring out how much it's gonna cost you. Book you a kitchen, do all your cooking there, keep your thermometers and your temperatures and everything right, and can't nobody report you to the department because you know what I mean, you up the
You
bar.
legit.
Yeah, so get your business license,
Invest in yourself.
copyright, invest, put a little bit of money ahead of it so when people, because we are, for lack of knowledge, we do try to destroy each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it is gonna be people who's gonna call on you and do this and do that. I already set it up so that that bounce off of you. So, but it's all possible. It's not hard.
Y'all, I'm definitely doing a part 2. We gonna get out of here. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Miss Rennie, for coming. This food is amazing. My husband told me not to eat it all because he want to try some.
Cool.
I'm gonna have a little date, light some little candles while the kids
Girl, you
gone.
good. Book me. I come and set it up for you.
Yes, definitely book Miss Rennie. I'm gonna put all her information down below. Look out for the next Pitch Black event. I will be there.
Okay.
I will not miss another one. Get back that.
Thank you for having me and letting
Thank
me.
you.
I told you I could be talking.
Hey, this was beautiful. Like I can't wait to finish talking to you some more because this is crazy.
Okay.
I feel like I found another me. Love y'all. Peace. Make sure this the right one.